Okay, here we go. So good morning, afternoon, or evening. What a truly beautiful day it is. Wherever you are, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your humbled host, Tony Serrano, and this is the PhD in Me. So welcome, friends. It is another Sunday, beautiful Sunday, and we are back with week 5 already of the How to Heal series. So I'm just so excited. I'm so humbled. I'm so blessed to have this community to be able to hang out and share and just really just be with each other. How beautiful. Just that in itself is amazing. So over the last 4 weeks, now it's the 5th week, we've really been getting into the physical body. I talked in the very first episode, the very first week, that it's all about getting into your physical body to heal first. Then that unlocks your mental, your spiritual, or your emotional, and then your spiritual body. So for the last 4 weeks, we've really gotten into that physical body. And then last week, we really started to get deeper into the mental body, where that's where we become aware of our thoughts. It doesn't mean we know what to do yet. We don't really know what does it mean. And just last week, I did an episode on what is an insight and how to experience an insight. And just a quick reminder, it's something that comes when you are focused and when you question and when you say, do I agree with something somebody said? And then you're able to follow your thought pathway to figure out, do I agree and why or why not? So that insight, now this week, I'm going to share with you how to actually get into that emotional body, where now you've become aware that you have thoughts, you have emotions, you have insights. Now, what can you do with those insights? And so now I want to talk first about the difference between a goal and an intention. So, in the modern society, we like to set goals. Nothing wrong with goals. I love goals. I have goals of my own. However, when it comes to healing, whenever it comes to any spiritual part of a human, I actually don't like to set goals. I don't like to say, I want to be healed by this date, or I want to be fit and weigh this much. I don't set those. I set intentions. So the difference between a goal and intention for me is that a goal says it must be this way. And if it's not this way, then I didn't get success. I failed. It must be in this title. It must be in this perception that I have in my mind. Otherwise, I failed. Now, an intention is more of a desire to be at a frequency. The desire to be at the frequency of compassion for yourself. The desire to be at the frequency of health and vitality, where I can go throughout my day and I don't feel sluggish. Or I'm able to say, I need a nap, and that's okay. Or it's getting to that frequency to be in a relationship where you feel trust. Like I talked about last week, Angel could betray me at any moment. But that doesn't mean that I don't live with an inherent trust in our relationship. To be at that frequency of trust, anything could happen. I could lose him tomorrow. But every day, if I woke up that way, I would make it happen. I would be a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so instead, I choose to have this deep sense of trust. And yes, there's so many things that we work on it. And I'm actually thinking about doing a relationship series after this How to Heal series, because there's so much going on in How to Heal. It's so dynamic, it's so fluid, and it's very, from the outside, complex because there's so many things going on. And so when we learn to figure out the difference between a goal and an intention, we go, it's not about the order that it goes in. A goal, you have to be orderly. But an intention goes, I desire this frequency of life. And it's okay if it takes me a week, a month, a year, a decade to get there, because I'm navigating life with this longing desire, and whatever happens, happens. And whatever happens in your life is actually something that's useful to actually get to that goal, to get to that frequency. You're going to need it. And it's going to feel like, Tony, I'm doing this how to heal, but I keep getting pulled different ways. That's good. It's supposed to happen, because as we heal, we're evolving, we're expanding. Humans are not linear. We're not just one straight line where you can go onto the freeway, get on an exit, get off an exit. It's not like that. You don't go from A to B when you're healing, when you're growing. We're expanding, constantly expanding, where I am not just here. We have some physics majors maybe on here right now. I'm not just here physically. In physics, the point A is right here. I'm getting a little sciencey, but this is like a circle. It's like a spiral. It's like opening. It's more than just 3 dimensions. It's more than 4-dimensional. It's just completely you see my growth here, but I have just expanded in so many different ways. And so when you have an intention, you're able to pivot. You're able to be flexible with yourself, because you're going, I'm doing the fitness, Tony, I'm journaling, I'm meditating, and I'm having so much chaos and friction in my relationship. How is that possible if I'm doing all this internal work and growth? Well, we have to grow ourselves. And can we expect our partner, our friends in our life, if we've spent years not growing, and all of a sudden, it seems all of a sudden, for us on this podcast, it's been this whole month of August that we've been growing. So we don't think it's all of a sudden, but for other people's perceptions, it is all of a sudden. And now all of a sudden you're setting boundaries. They're going, whoa. That's why you're having that friction. Because they're going, you're changing. You're changing, but I can't see your change, but I feel your change. I'm a little bit intimidated by your change. And they may not even be able to have those words to tell you. And so with this intention, I really think of a goal as success. Okay, that's going to be my synonym word. When I think of intention, I think of fulfillment. Fulfillment. Do you want to have success in your life, or do you want to be fulfilled? Do you want to be content, satisfied, satiated? They always say that humans are insatiable. Yes, because we're curious beings. We love to learn. We love knowledge. We love to consume. We love to give. We love to share. We love to enjoy spending time together. That's how we are. And so would you like to be successful or fulfilled? That's the intention. That's living life from intention. I wake up today going, how am I going to serve? How am I going to give? And that leaves it open-ended. When it's a goal, it's very structured, very tense, very solid, and an intention is fluid. So I think you get that. So now what kind of qualities do you need to live an intention-based life? You need to be flexible and you need to be focused. So when it comes to healing, there is a delayed gratification. Healing is one of those things that you can't really see. You see the physical form of your healing last. Inside, you're becoming aware of your thoughts, but I can't really write that down. I can't measure that growth. When you are losing weight, you can actually physically see your growth. When you are desiring the frequency of wealth, you can see the amount of money grow. But when you are going within and growing spiritually, it's the last thing that you can physically see the form in. And so that requires focus and mental resilience. Last week we talked about mental resilience, and it's something that you build. And what's interesting is that my mental resilience now at my stage in life versus 10 years ago looks very similar. I still get insecure. I still have fear, doubt, worry, insecurity, right? But it's about how long do I live in that frequency of fear? Do I let it fester? Do I get angry? Do I get emotionally charged and triggered? Do I lash out at other people? Or does it happen now just for a split second, for a few moments, for enough moments for me to really embody that fear and go, where is this fear coming from? Then you explore enough to learn, and then you take the action. And so that's what, now we're getting into the emotional part of your healing. The emotional part of your healing does require action on your part. It requires talking, making it known. And that's one of the scariest things. I talk with Angel, and there's just a little bit of anger there. There's a lot of bit of anger, but it's, we're working on it. And I asked him one evening where we had a heated argument and he was angry, and I said, don't you want to know why you're angry? And he said, I don't. I said, why not? He said, I'm scared of what I will learn. I'm scared of what I will find out as the reason, the source of his anger. Then I asked him, I said, aren't we worth it? I have the baby, right? And me. And I say, aren't we worth it to know, for you to know what causes that anger? Aren't we worth it? And that was a moment for me to go, right now we aren't. That's just the truth. We aren't. And in that split second, then I followed up, I said, aren't you worth it? Aren't you worth it? Don't you deserve to know the reasons why you can't even control your body? The reasons why you say hurtful things? The reasons why you just black out and go blank and you don't even know what happened? Aren't you worth it to know? You deserve to know why. And so going through all of that is where you're the emotional body. We have to take a stand and say, enough is enough. We've reached the threshold of disgust. If you don't want to learn for someone that you love in your life, learn for you. Learn for you, because you're worth it. And you deserve to know the truth. 100%. And so with this emotional body, I talked about getting an insight, how to get an insight. So requiring you to heal the emotional part is going to require you to take some action. Now, whether you want to talk or not, this is the part where it's going to get, this is where I'm right here for you. This is going to be the hardest part. And I know it's scary. I know it's scary, but you're worth it. So you're going to either get an insight through meditating, through doing yoga, through doing any of the tools that I've mentioned. You're going to get an insight. And then you're going to have to ask for feedback from your partner, from your employer. Say what your healing is some work trauma, and you want to level up, and you deserve to be at a higher paying level. So you're going to have to ask your employer for feedback. You're going to have to ask your parent for feedback. A lot of the trauma we focused on through this series is childhood trauma. You're going to have to ask that. And maybe you don't have the parent to ask. And so that's why we go into the journaling and we write a letter to them. We write a letter and we say all the things that you hurt me, all the things that you failed to do, all the needs that you didn't meet that I needed. You write that. And it's the same thing. You're talking, you're asking. And then if you don't get an insight, it's okay. You don't have to sit for 30 minutes and get a meditation insight. You can just directly go to the feedback. Ask your partner. Ask your partner. Maybe you're not working on trauma with your partner. Maybe you're working on trauma with your physical body. Ask your partner, do I need to get into shape? Is it out of control? Or am I being really impatient? Am I being really hard on myself? What do I need? What do you see? Because it's so easy. We are built as humans to see outwardly. We see outwardly and we can tell what somebody needs, because that's how we assess if we're safe or not, the fight or flight, right? But it's so difficult to look inwardly, to try to see ourselves from our own perspective, to look into the mirror and go, what do I need? And so this is the time where you ask for that feedback. And then the juice. Here's the juice right here. You can choose to respond, or you can choose to react. Now I'm giving you the spoiler alert. You have those two choices. When it comes to Angel and his anger, it was reaction all day long. Reaction, anger. Triggered, you get threatened, right? So you can also choose to respond in that moment. And now while you're going through this series, you have these insights, you have these boundaries. You go, oh, I need a boundary. I didn't put up a boundary. They've been stepping all over me because I haven't voiced my boundary. And now you know, okay, I don't know why I need this boundary. There's something that is trauma. There's something that is triggering me. Just you knowing something's triggering you, you don't need to know the source, but just knowing that something's triggering you, that's healing your emotional body. Going, whew, I'm getting tensed up right now. I'm sweating and I'm shaking and I'm just holding on, and I love you and I don't want to react to you. Or you're telling your employer like, something's really getting to me. I just need space. That's enough. Because that's action. Telling someone or something, or even yourself, you're looking in the mirror, trying to confront you, your soul, your spiritual being, and you can't even look yourself in the face and you go, you're so ugly, you're so fat, you're so stupid, everyone's ahead of you, you should have been here right now, you haven't met your goals, you're a failure. No, I'm triggered right now. Tony, stop saying those words. I don't know why that's triggering me, but I just need you to stop. I need space, I need quiet. And so you can choose to react or respond in that moment. And when you have reaction, why do people choose reaction? Because it is easier. Because you don't have the accountability if something goes wrong. When you choose subconsciously to react in a moment versus responding, you have zero control. Your emotions are now in charge. It's no longer you. By the way, just as a reminder, you are more than your emotions. There's something that's deeper, more profound, more present. You have thoughts, but you're not your thoughts. You have emotions, you're not your emotions. There's something deeper within you that is truly your authentic self. But your authentic self, you can allow your emotions to rule. Your authentic self is traumatized, is weak, is tired. So you let the emotions rule your life. So you have zero control. Your authentic self is not in the driver's seat. You have no idea what's going on. Like I said, it's so easy to see what other people are doing wrong, but it's so hard to see what we are doing wrong because we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to work on something. We don't want to be wrong. That's it and enough. We don't want to be wrong. And then we go, well, we're not to blame because I had no control in that moment. My emotions were ruling me. But when you respond, you have that choice. You're choosing that choice. And then if something goes wrong, you're to blame. But look, I'm asking you not to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm asking you to take progress over perfection. I'm asking you to take progress over perfection. You're going to get aroused and you're going to want to react like a wild dog. I'm asking you to go react, let it happen. And then you reflecting is you taking progress over perfection. I'm not saying that you're how to heal and you're just going to be able to know how to keep going at your partner like I did with Angel and his anger and tell him that he's worth it. Because of course, in the very first times those happened, we would go at it. We would just go at each other's throats. He'd call me a name, I'd call him a name. He'd slam a door, I'd slam a door. He'd push me, I'd push him. And then now it gets to the point where I don't take it personally, and I know that he needs me more than I need my ego. He needs me more than I need my ego. Meaning that whatever he's trying to do to make me leave and run away with my tail between my legs, I'm gonna go, no, he needs me. He needs my authentic self. He doesn't need my emotional reaction. He needs me to go deep with him and challenge him because I love him and I want that relationship to go deeper. And so take progress over perfection and just take it day by day, step by step. And spoiler alert, through How to Heal, you're going to feel like you are on top of the world because you're getting in touch with your physical body, your mental body, you're aware of your thoughts, you're getting insights. And then you're going to take like 12, 20 steps back. That's how it's going to feel. But remember, your dot is not linear. You taking steps back means I wish I had like something to draw, but this step backward is actually meaning that you're going backward this way. You get me? So it may look like you're going backwards, but you're actually healing. Imagine yourself as a sphere or a ball. Now, instead of just healing this part, you're healing it from a spherical standpoint. So our ego is what's going to get into our way. And I heard a great quote is that our ego is in a hurry in life, and that our soul is not. Our soul, our spiritual, that's what we're healing. That's what we're getting to. So I know it's scary, but you're gonna have to talk. And if you need to hear a harsh truth, the harsh truth is that change is inevitable. There's two truths of life. Life is constant and ever changing. As beautiful as life can be right now, it's not going to be like that in a few seasons from now. But the difference is that you're going to be prepared to go, I'm going to respond in this moment of discomfort, of fear and worry. I'm not going to allow my fear and worry to take the driver's seat. I'm going to say, yes, I embrace my emotions. Yes, I feel triggered. Yes, I'm scared and I'm full of doubt. But then I'm going to respond with my authentic self and even share with that person, you're changing faster than I can even keep up. And I don't know if we're going to be together through your changes. And are we going to be able to grow together even though we're going on different pathways? And I'm just scared. And that's the progress. That's the perfection. That's actually a perfect way to respond. I can't think of a better way. It's to be your authentic self. And another part about life is changing and inevitable, life is gonna go. Because I don't know, clearly, you're on here, so you felt trauma in your life, you felt depressed and anxious, maybe suicidal, and life kept going. Your friends kept going out. Your friends kept traveling. Your peers, they were getting jobs and they were going off to college and they were graduating and life kept going, but you were like on the verge of death. So I just want you to know that life's going to keep going, but I want you to get back on that boat. I want you to get back on that path. And it doesn't matter. Stop comparing yourselves to where other people are at. Because like I said in the past episodes, is that you could have success, right, with the high-paying job, but be so alone when you get home. Or being in a relationship because someone's with you because of your superficiality success. But you want someone that loves you for the content of your character. And now that person that you're judging yourself from is so far behind in relationship where they would actually quit their job tomorrow and go work at a fast food joint just to be with the love of their life. But then now you, who has realized that my authentic self is worth it. As long as it's going to take me to get there, I'm worth it. And when I do get there, I'm going to have all the things that I need in my life. They're going to all be there. My community, my source of giving and charity is going to be there. My needs of food and shelter, my needs of friendship, of neighborly, of good deeds, my family, my partner, all those things, my fitness, my mental resilience, that's going to be there. When you put your authentic self first, that intention to put that authentic self first. So now we're coming up on our time, so Here we go with some homework for this week. I'm gonna break it down because look, we're getting into more topics that require a little bit more. It's always easy to read a quote, right? But then when you actually need to take action, there's some things that come up, some questions that you have. So I'm gonna break this down. So on Monday, we're gonna have the homework of, or you could even do it today, but I want you to choose progress over perfection. I want you to start to be aware of response versus reaction. Let your body have that reaction so you realize that someone called you a name and you spit back out a name. Be aware of it, and that's the only homework. If you're already aware of it, then now start to think of what are other ways you can respond. Can you respond with silence? Can you go, okay, it looks like you need some space. It looks like I hit some trigger points. I'm just gonna give you some space and we can talk about this later. We can table the conversation. So start to go over a few scenarios, and that's what you're gonna journal. And I want you to really feel encouraged to do this because like I said, this is the first time I'm asking you to take a little action. And it's not that your absence of fear and worry and doubt. I'm telling you to really sit with yourself regardless. In spite of that fear, I want you to say, I need this. All right, number 2 is ignite the fire. So we're already at week 5. How incredible. So you might be having this fire from the first week, but now it's starting to taper off. How are you going to reignite your fire so that you really feel encouraged to keep healing, to keep committing to this? And that's when you prioritize and you put it at the forefront and you're focused. It's going to challenge you to be focused because once you start to get a little taste of what it means to heal, once you start to get a little taste of true freedom, nothing's gonna taste good. It's not gonna taste the same and you're gonna desire that. So revisit your intention. Sometimes our intention is to be this frequency, but we realize while going to that frequency, hey, maybe that's not why. Because a lot of times we wanna be something as a role model we saw or a superhero, or that's how we develop goals. But then that's that person's life path. You have your own life path. So follow your role model, but at some point that role model is not enough. You need to become your own role model, your own superhero. And you can take and pull from other people's lives, but you're creating your life. You're not here to go live someone else's life. You're not here to work for someone else's dream. You're here to create your own dream. That's why you're here. So revisit your intention and then revise your why. Maybe your why was for the love of your life, but now you realize you're losing your fire to be able to go through this. So then you realize deep down, it's to prove yourself wrong. To say for so many years, I harmed myself. I pushed people away. I let go of relationships, but I'm here to heal because I'm going to prove myself wrong. So revisit and revise your why. And then read your journal entries. Go back. Maybe you wrote them in your notes on your phone. Read your own things because insights will occur. That's why you just have to, you get a feeling or a thought, write it down, journal it, keep it in one spot. So then you know when you go back a few months from now, you go, it hits differently. We've heard that saying, right? It hits differently because you've gone and you've lived life and you've admitted that it's something that mattered. We say it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Oh, she hurt me, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. It does. But maybe it doesn't matter right now because you're trying to protect yourself. So reread your journal entries and then make it known. Make it known. We're starting to really get to the healing part. Make it known. Make it known to your significant other or your parent or your employer or whoever, your friend. Or you pull back. We talked about push and pull back, right? Last week. You pull back. If you don't post it, did it happen? Did it? It did. It still happened. So if you don't tell someone that you're healing, does the transformation still occur? Yes, it does. Sometimes we have the opposite effect where instead of making it known, that's where we need to get out and put ourselves out there. But sometimes we're out there all the time with everything, sharing all of our trauma, sharing so much that it's just, we never even have time to organize and go through it. So pull back. Maybe you stop sharing all your feelings with your partner. Maybe you're burdening them with all your anxiety and your worry because you just throw up on them all of your anxiety, worry, and then it takes the edge off. So then you go do habits that continuously create your anxiety. So now you're just burdening your partner. So pull back. Maybe you stop and you go through your anxiety and figure out why do you have it, what's creating it, and can you set some boundaries that are going to help you to honor your authentic self. Okay, so that's homework 2. We'll do that Wednesday. I'll do a reminder. And then number 3. So one sentence. I want you to create one sentence. We are in August. We're going to start September soon. And we have about 4 months until 2022. 2022, 4 months. We were always like, oh my gosh, 2020, we're at 2021, now we're 2022. 2 years, here we go. So set one sentence. What quality would you like to have by Christmas? I cause myself a lot of self-harm. So maybe the quality that you would desire, the frequency you desire, is to have self-love by Christmas. So I'm going to give you a few sentences. One sentence. You can just visualize yourself empowered by Christmas time. You actually sit down throughout this week. It's going to be on Friday. This thing will be on Friday. But visualize yourself empowered. If that's the quality you want, you close your eyes. Take a deep exhale. And you visualize yourself empowered. What would that look like? How would you feel? Get that frequency into your body. You can imagine other people who you see empowered. Imagine them, mirror them, imitate, embody. Maybe you want to visualize yourself courageous. Maybe you just want to become aware of your thoughts. We're going quickly. This took me decades to get to where I'm at. So maybe this is happening. These weeks are going through too much, too fast. That's okay. Maybe just by Christmas, you want to become aware of your thoughts. Who's doing the thinking? Where are these thoughts coming from? You want to become aware of your emotions, maybe. Just your emotions. Your reactions. Write a book of all the reactions. You're going to get to that threshold of disgust. I promise. Maybe you just become aware of your triggers. Start to write down some words like I talked about in the boundaries. The words that we don't use in our relationship is never, always, every time, all the time. Who wants to go, you never do this, you all the time you do this, every single time you do this. So we actually put that on the table as that's how Angel and I, we don't talk to each other like that. So maybe you just become aware of your triggers. And then another sentence, a few sentences that, just one sentence, just one. Just focus until Christmas. Maybe you just practice breathing and leaving space for being, responding, or choosing what to say. So you're in the middle of an argument with a friend or whoever, and you just practice breathing in that moment of discomfort. You're being triggered. You just go... You breathe. And that's holding space for you to just be. It's also holding space for you to just respond. Now, okay, I'm triggered. Now that's a moment you can talk. And then you can choose what to say. So again, choose progress over perfection. You can even say, if you've heard someone say this, they're like, I can't even help it. I can't even help but tear your throat out. I can't help it, but I'm willing to try. but I'm willing to try. Try that one out. Maybe that's your sentence. I can't help it. I can't help self-harming myself. I can't help not smoking for a week to detox, to get to, can I get to this high mental state without anything? Can I cultivate it within my authentic self? You can. You can't help it right now. Maybe you're addicted a little bit, but you're willing to try. Maybe that's your one sentence. So there you go. There we have it. So we have Monday, you choose response over reaction, progress over perfection. On Wednesday, we're going to do igniting the fire, revisiting the intention, revise the why. Then your one sentence is on Friday. So that's your homework. Have any questions? You know where to reach me. I'm here. And just really quick, I want to leave you with this. It doesn't have to be just one sentence. It could just be your whole intention. You can redo your intention. So freedom for me. I'm just going to share. Freedom for me. And it can be for you. Real freedom is living without restraint. Real freedom is living without boundaries. It's having a deep sense of trust in the world. Living peacefully with unconditional love and knowing that others will do the same or, in the least, respect you. So be relentless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire and be respectful of others in the pursuit of theirs. Yeah, there we have it. So, enlighten love. Namaste. Have yourself a beautiful, bright Sunday, a bright week ahead. Again, I'm here for you. Any requests or anything like that,